And welcome back to the Hotline. We are talking all the news outside of testing, not the testing news. We've done another video on that if you want to look, but I wanted to kind of keep them a bit separate. As you can see here, Horner saying that we should be applauded for having two teams. What do you guys think? I mean, I think, yeah, more teams the merrier, but don't just mention Andretti. Yeah, let's keep that our little secret, shall we? Okay, also, we're going to be talking about Audi concerns. Are they out? Could they potentially be out? Are they going to change their minds now? There is a reason why people may think that. I'm still confident though. And Crofty to miss races. He's okay though. It's for personal reasons. Family, obviously, come first, and we can't argue with that, but more on that in a bit. So Horner, he's saying we should be applauded for having two teams. This is from motorsport.com. And as we know, this close alliance between Red Bull and its sister squad RB has come under increased scrutiny, more recently with Zach Brown, and it wants F1 to reevaluate these regulations regarding cooperation between competitors. Now, I believe they like that, but I think the big concern is for Zach Brown is cooperation between someone that owns two teams is a bit different between cooperations with two separate teams, two separate entities, which, to be fair, Red Bull and RB are not, really, are they? But Brown believes that in the budget cap era, the time's come for F1 to ensure that all squads are independent, and he thinks this will potentially, this will avoid any unfair political or sporting competitive advantages, which, yeah, I completely understand. Brown's clear that the issue relates entirely to the regulations that are in place right now rather than anything that Red Bull and RB are doing. But his public stance on the matter has not gone down well with, surprise, surprise, Christian Horner. Now, speaking on the penultimate day of F1 testing about this collaboration topic, Horner said, I don't understand the fuss. I don't understand the fuss about it. I don't understand the noise that's being created about it. And I think Red Bull should actually be applauded for the support and the commitment and the jobs that they've provided through the good times and particularly the bad times. So for me, it's really a non-issue. So well done, Christian. I do, to be fair, Red Bull did save Minardi back in 2006 when they did Toro Rosso, which is great. And I don't quite know it's the best thing saying we should be applauded. Maybe he could have put it a different way. I guess I can understand what he's saying though, but yeah. But anyway, Horner emphasised that the effort and commitment that Red Bull have made to F1 over the years, including the financial crisis in 2008, was not something that should be overlooked. I completely agree. Now, reflecting on how Red Bull helped save the former Minardi team and invest in it over the years, Horner said Red Bull remained resolute and they continue to support both teams through that difficult period. The regulations then evolved, and obviously the Faenza-based team had to become their own manufacturer, and so further investment was made in the infrastructure. We then had COVID, where Red Bull once again stepped up and stuck by both teams in its entirety. In fact, Red Bull were responsible for getting F1 going again after COVID, with 2 races in Austria that were introduced to get the sport going following the pandemic. Yes? So the commitment that Red Bull has made to F1, the commitment that Red Bull has made to these two teams is outstanding and should be applauded. Yeah, we should be grateful for it rather than derided to try to compromise. The two teams are totally separate, he said. One is based in Italy, they're not totally separate, Christian, but one is based in the UK. The one that is based in Italy has a far larger turnover of staff that end up in Maranello than end up in Milton Keynes. They have different personalities, they have different characters, and they comply continually with the regulations. They're not separate, though. No. Indeed, the relationship, though, is far less tight than some of the other teams that enjoy very tight relationships with their engine manufacturers. And Horner also believed that the scrutiny over RB's push forward up the grid was probably a sign that the team was doing the right things. And he basically went on to say, I would take it as a compliment if I was Lauren Mackey, the team principal, that this issue is being raised now, because with a change of stewardship, the team has the opportunity to get its act together. Is he slagging off Franz Tost then? With the change of stewardship, he says, like the team principal, the team has the opportunity to get its act together. What's he trying to say about France? Okay. They've got 2 quality drivers. They're introducing quality people into that team, and we expect them to be a competitor, not just of the rest of the field, but indeed Red Bull Racing, even though they are running Red Bull's, the last year's Red Bull bits, which they're allowed, obviously. And he concluded by saying, we're a team of racers, and there are no preset rules, and there are no agreements between the teams. Yeah, I completely agree. It is all above board, all within the regulations. It's the only thing I disagree with. They are not completely separate entities. But, I mean, to be fair, Christian Horner is not going to slag Red Bull off at all, is he? He works for them. And speaking of working for them, in relation to the investigation, Red Bull boss, sadly, but inevitably, I guess, has been quizzed over again on these allegations. And he made no comments when quizzed about the ongoing investigation. He's basically saying, as usual, it's business as usual. Meant, attending that press conference. Now, he was happy to speak about the latest car, but he's pretty much said no comment with the words he uttered the most in relation to this investigation. It is a live investigation. Completely understand. He replied to the media, including PlanetF1.com here, by saying, as you are well aware, this is a process going on, and as I form part of the process, I'm afraid I cannot comment. As for the verdict, when the verdict will come, the team boss, having previously called it a distraction, the 50-year-old replied, it says here, look, I'm totally sorry, but I really can't comment on the process or the timescale. So there we go. Fair enough. Fair play, Christian. I guess, I don't think we can really ask any more. But let's move on to Audi. So Audi's F1 project is under fresh uncertainty as a senior figure faces exit. Now, Audi's Formula One project is facing fresh uncertainty amid the indications that one of the key figures behind its entry into Grand Prix racing, it says, looks set to leave the German manufacturer. Just a few months after CEO, and this is Marcus, I'm going to get the name wrong, Duisman, regarded as the key advocate for its F1 project. He left the company, and it now appears that one of its other architects, Oliver Hoffman, is also set to move on. Hoffman's long-term contract has been, as CD, has been extended as recently last year, but according to German Bild, he could be forced out of the company. The reason for his departure is said to be a difference of views with the current Audi CEO, Gernot Dolmer, over the future of the company. Hoffman is also blamed for the fact that Audi is struggling with sluggish sales figures, and the models planned under his direction have not been successful. Oh dear. And it's understood the Audi Supervisory Board is to discuss this issue on Thursday, that's today, and a potential change could have implications for Audi's F1 plan, with it's believed Dolner wants to move Hoffman to the Grand Prix project, and Hoffman is well versed in the development of the F1 entry for 2026, having appeared, with his mate at the 22 Belgian Grand Prix when the company announced that it would be entering the series from 2026. Yeah, I mean, there we go. But a move to the current Sauber team has prompted fresh questions over what his role would be there, because Switzerland-based outfit is already has a CEO, Andreas Seidel, pushing on with the plans for the Audi F1 era. That's the former McLaren boss. So it's going to be interesting, isn't it? I guess we don't know. Stay tuned. It will be really embarrassing now for Audi, after buying essentially the Sauber team, to suddenly hit that reverse button really quick. But I guess we will see. Now, David Croft to miss first F1 races as the Sky commentator. This is not the first F1 races, but I believe there's 3. And then the Sky F1 commentator Croft is to miss his first races this year since joining the broadcast in 2012, as he steps back from 3 Grand Prix. So ahead of a record-breaking, as we know, 24 race calendar that includes 4 double headers and 2 triple headers, Croft had the decision to stand down from the Emilia-Romagna, that's the old San Marino Grand Prix Imola, the Austrian and Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Croft has also missed this year's pre-season test, having previously been part of the commentary team. He's going to be replaced by BBC commentator Harry Benjamin, who led Sky's coverage on F1 Juniors last year, and Croft has been the lead commentator on Sky since it took over the UK television rights from the BBC in 2012, having originally arrived in the commentary booth as the BBC 5 Live in 2006 when he succeeded Maurice Hamilton. He only missed 1 race prior to his move on Sky. He skipped the 2007 European Grand Prix due to the birth of his son, and we had the wonderful Murray Walker standing in for him. Now, speaking to his decision, he said, it's more about keeping fresh for the whole season. I'm not getting any younger. He went on to say, I've given up and sacrificed a lot for my career. I want to give a bit of my time back to my family and not be on the other side of the world. I'm getting married this year, so I've got a wedding to organise, but I also want to sit and watch a race at home. I want to enjoy it. Maybe I can learn something by not commentating on a race. I can spot a few things when I'm watching. I want to see what the viewer sees. So there we go. Absolutely, yeah. Fair play, Crofty. All the best for your break, and we really hope you enjoy it. That's pretty much all the off the track news. There may be another one of this segment tomorrow, but stay tuned tomorrow when we speak about day 3 of testing. Maybe we have a clearer indication of a running order. Anyway, like and subscribe. That will be great. Comment. We will always answer your comments if we can. Speak to you soon.